Hi, guys. Welcome to our Rythmia broadcast of the week. I'm sorry it's taken so long. I'm 13 minutes late because the software is not working like we had planned. My Mevo is not working, and it should be working, but it's not. So next week, I can promise you that I'm going to throw the Mevo out, and we're going to do it without the Mevo. Hi, Paul. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way. I want to just say hi. Today we're coming to you from Rhythmia Life Advancement Center in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. It's been a crazy day. It's been a beautiful week. We had about 60 people here. We had a wonderful guest speaker, John Perkins, Confessions of an Economic Hitman. With his book, we had so many incredible healings this week. It's been so loving and so on point. I'm so excited about being here. Today we're going to talk about life transformation. We're going to talk about what can happen to you and how this place that we created changes lives. So if you want to share this thing, please do us a favor and share it. The more people that hear about this, the better it gets. Please remember our phone number if you want to call us during this thing, 866-936-9446. You can call us. We have operators standing by to talk about this place and talk about what we're doing. And I want to tell you, this thing really comes from my heart. Real quickly, I was a super wealthy guy. I was a multimillionaire in real terms. I had a lot of success in companies. I sold a company for about $90 million in cash. That was mine. I was the CEO and the founder of it. And I had a terrible life, and my life went off the rails, and I got saved by the miracle of plant medicine. And I just want to tell you a little bit about that. I went through this whole process. I created this center, and the center is in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. It's a licensed sacred plant medicine place. So we serve plant medicine. We have metaphysical teachings. We have yoga. We have farm-to-table organic food, cleanse, a salon, a spa, everything that you can imagine in one place. And what's unique about us is that when you come here, upon leaving, you're asked the question if you received a miracle to change your life. And about 94% of the people that walk through here walk out different people having this miracle that has happened to them. And you might say, okay, Jerry, what is this miracle you're talking about? And I'm going to tell you right now, the miracle is the miracle of reconnecting with your soul. We believe, this is the terrible artwork, but we believe that something happens between when you're conceived and 5 years old, and that thing makes you split. Leave yourself, leave your soul for safety and to become someone else. And that the rest of your life, this split that occurred, that all disease, all addictions, all disorders, and all sadness come from that split. And the miracle that happens to people when they're here is they get put back with their soul. And this thing really works. And then, I can't make this stuff up. Go to TripAdvisor, go to Google reviews, and see what these hundreds and hundreds of people who posted there are saying, and more than that, thousands of people that have been through here in 2 short years, and how it's changing their life and what's happening with their new self. So first thing I want to ask you to do is to share this with anybody who you think can benefit. Share it now. The number 866-936-9446. Operators are standing by. If you're so moved and you want to book your stay, your week here at Rhythmia, please do that. One thing I want to tell you is that we're booked out now about 2 to 2.5 months in advance. It's really starting to take off. So if this is something that you want to do, by all means, put a bookmark in, book your vacation, and you'll know that you're going to be able to get it. I want to say hi to my mom, my wonderful, beautiful mother who turns 85 years old today. Hi, Mom, I love you. I want to say hi to my wife, Brandy, my beautiful wife, who I miss all the time. She's up there taking care of marketing things for us in California, and I'm down here running this place, doing the best I can do, and I miss you dearly, Brandy. I can't wait to see you soon. And let's talk a little bit about the things that happen here. So again, we use plant medicine and metaphysical teachings. We have Gabor Mate here this week, and we put these teachings together with plant medicine to create this experience, and the experience is called the Rythmia Way. And out of 1,000 people who come through, about 937 self-report that they had a miracle in their life, and that miracle changed their life, and it stuck with them 9 months after they were here. So this thing is really yours, and you really get to keep it. And when I'm done this, I'm gonna talk about or answer your questions that everybody might have, and just talk about the thing. And I want to say this before anybody talks any shit that people say, oh, you're doing this for the money. I heard that the other day, and nothing could be further from the truth. When I do something for the money, I really do. So in other words, if I wanted to make money, I would be out in the world making money. I'm a guy who can make money in the world. I started this place. I'm upside down of my own money, written my own checks, about $10 million. I'm doing this because it's really from my heart. It might take me 10 years to get my money back from this thing, and I don't even care if I ever do. The only reason that I would like it to make money is because if it made money, it would be sustainable. And right now, if I should die, this thing's going to die with me because somebody else isn't going to step up and write this many checks to keep this thing going. So eventually, yes, it would be great if it made money, and I would love it to. But the goal of this thing is to have this, what happened to me, happen to people. I want to tell you what, before this thing, I tried to commit suicide 2 times. I was the most miserable person I've ever met in my life, the saddest, and this thing really, really changed my life. It really changed my life. And it's changing the lives of so many people. Before I get to talk, Gemma, let's see, that was one of the very small percentages that signed saying I didn't get my miracle, but since being back, my life is incredible, and I'm so different and in every way positive. Thank you. The miracle is happening each day. I love hearing that. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I love you guys. I'm going to introduce a guy that was here, and listen, at Rythmia. So there were 60 people here this week. I'd say the youngest were in their early 20s, and the oldest was probably in their late 60s, early 70s. So it's the gamut. So I'm going to bring in a fella named Jaden today. Jaden, come on in. Jaden's an Aussie. Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Here, Jaden, get in this picture with me. Okay? And I just want to ask you a couple questions, okay?
Sure.
How old are you?
26.
Uh-huh. And where do you live?
Sydney, Australia.
In Sydney. And what do you do back home in Sydney?
I do business coaching for gyms, so...
Business coaching for gyms?
Yeah.
Or, health clubs?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh. And that business coaching involves what?
Just a lot of marketing and scaling and helping these guys kind of grow their business and grow their life. So
Uh-huh.
Really
and
awesome.
so you do marketing and general business management and some personal
Yeah.
work with them as well, right? So how did you come to find Rythmia?
So I found Rythmia through the Reality of Truth, actually. So I watched that probably a year ago.
Uh-huh.
And from there, really wanted to make the intention to get myself over here late this year, and then brought a friend along with me, and yeah, we just had the craziest time.
Did you know Tommy before you got here?
No, I didn't.
Uh-huh.
I knew his music.
Uh-huh.
I knew of him, but
You knew of him,
never
huh?
met him. He's a legend.
So he's a legend. He's a crazy
He's
legend.
a-
All right, so when you heard about this thing, about this soul stuff and all that stuff, and plant medicine and ayahuasca and all of this stuff that could seem scary.
Yep.
What was your thoughts first?
Look, like anything, when you go into the unknown, I was pretty skeptical. I'd read all the TripAdvisor and all that, and even still, I was like, is this true? Is this true? So I came here with a little bit of skepticism, but also really wanting to take it on, and before that has just been wiped away. It's the most insane 4 days ever. So.
And so let me ask you this, like a lot of people that are watching this are like, is this soul thing really true? Do you remember a point in the night where you saw your soul? Was there really something that occurred?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
The first night was hell. Like, if you come into this, like, it's not going to all be unicorns and rainbows. Like, you do go through hell. And I went through that on the first night. Second night was a bit more laid back and, pretty cool. And then third night, in that ceremony, it was just the most insane thing ever. Just got taken over by the sacred geometry and fixing my body. And, yeah, really, every kind of intention that you told us to go into, I got.
And did you see your soul merge?
Yeah.
And tell me what that feels like now.
Insane. I can't explain it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's, I was talking to a couple of people by the pool today who all had the same experience, and being in these 4 laws, everyone knows what you're talking about, but no one on the outside would until you go through it. So it's quite hard to explain.
And did you die?
Yeah.
So the first time I died, okay, this process of dying and being reborn, and that's another way of saying the soul merge of this having this body death and then being reborn. And tell me a little bit about what you felt in that night of what you can talk about fear, talk about craziness, things that were going on around you. You can just tell the truth.
Yeah, so the night that I died, my body was just going insane. Like, I could never move my body like the way it was. And then I remember the shaman, she was singing this beautiful song about rebirth. And I just remember myself rolling over and just my hands, like, uncontrollably just fell on my body. And all these kind of emotions and tears were just running down my face. And I could hear her talking about the rebirth in this song. And that's when I knew that it was game over and, like, I'd died and come back. And it was, I don't know. It's too hard to explain.
So I don't know if I can talk about this, but before this, you were telling me that she said something to you like when everybody was flipping out, because you'll go through things here and people just flip out. This is you're going to get confronted with the part of yourself that's making you the way that you are that you can't see, and that's a scary thing. When people see it, they get like all freaked out, and it's just part of the process. It's nothing. But she came to you, the mother, and she said, "I'll help you, but not until you help everyone," or something like that.
Yeah. So I had an injury that I've had for 2 years, and on the third night, she came in and started healing my injury. So on the last night, I decided to change my intention was to continue healing my body because it was just feeling amazing. And then she said to me, before you can do that, you need to heal the room. And so for about 4 hours, I was just taking in everyone's emotions and everyone's feelings and just purging it out into the bucket. And it was the most taxing thing on my body ever. It would have looked like I was having an exorcist over here, but it was amazing. And I'm so grateful that I was able to help people with that, but also help myself. Like, it wasn't just the room, it was myself as well, and letting go of a lot of shit. So, yeah.
So this thing, when you saw, I'm sure you watched some of these Facebook lives that we do and stuff like that, and when you saw me talking about people merging back with their souls and da-da-da-da, a part of you had to think, oh, this is some bullshit.
Yeah,
this
sure.
is some fucking,
yeah,
some
100%.
guy bullshitting that this even happens, because it sounds too otherworldly. When I talk about it, I say to myself sometimes, I say, if I was at like Friendly's or some restaurant in the United States, and I heard some dude talking like I'm talking in the next booth, I would just think this guy is full of shit and lost his mind, completely lost his shit. And it's the way we live our lives every day down here, where we see, we go into the astrals, go into another world, and go collect our souls and put our souls back in ourselves. And then after that, we really do a 3-step process here. The first thing we do is say, okay, who have I become? What has all these life circumstances? Why did I split from myself? And who have I become? And in this process of who I've become, because your soul won't merge back with you until it knows that you know what you have become. Okay? And then the second piece of this is merge me back with my soul at all costs, because your soul plays all or nothing bingo. It's not small bets, it's all or nothing. So merge me back with my soul at all costs. And then the final thing is to heal my heart, because my heart, and then this is what happened to me, and this is what changed my life. This is what made me walk away from all of the shit that I was doing, and I'm a truly suicidal guy, terrible guy. I stepped into a happiness and a way of being that helps other people. But Jaden, when you ask for your heart to be healed, she really comes in and does explain that part. Like, it's not.
Yeah, no, it's not. The thing is, like, it's not just in your head. Like, it's a full body experience, which I thought was, when I go back and tell people what happened and say, like, how I had all this surgery all over me, like, it wasn't just a thought that, like, she was going in there and doing it. It was absolutely incredible. And just on every kind of level, like, even your own kind of things around judgment, walking in here, you're kind of judging people.
Yeah.
And you're doing these things that you do in everyday life, and then coming on the back end of that, it's just completely dropped. And the ego, I think we talk about a lot here, is like getting rid of the ego, and I can kind of see that everyone here has. It's awesome.
Pretty schlepped off a lot of their ego anyway.
Yeah.
I know that when I got to see him the other night, the place was going off. Anybody who's been here knows on a night when things are calm, and then a night when things are going off, it was going off. There was energy fucking flying around like there was so much chaotic energy going around that if you drew a line over all of the energy going all these different directions, you wouldn't be able to see the paper. There was so much energy going all over the place. And I stepped in there, and shortly thereafter in the morning, I looked over at him, and I could see his face, and I actually started crying because I knew what happened to you. And he looked at me, and he said, I had to spend all night going like this, healing these people. My whole body was going like this, and I just knew that your heart was healed.
Yeah.
Because you cannot be in a position where things are going fucking a little wacky and be asked to heal other people and do it without caring for yourself unless your heart's been healed.
Yeah.
So that is the most beautiful thing. And I started crying when I looked at it because the grace involved in this medicine, in the lives that are being saved and changed, that we get the opportunity to see, it's really something great. And what I really love, is when I see, and I'm gonna call you a kid, even though you're not a kid, but when I see someone 26 years old, and these young guys and girls that come here in their 20s, these millennials, and they lock into this stuff and they're on it. It makes me just so proud, and I have so much faith in your generation. I have so much fucking faith that these are the people that are going to help us save everything that's going on here, and I really mean that. And I want to just say a couple little things. Let's just see here.
Yeah, I think that was one of my biggest takeaways was when I had lunch with you on the first day before we did any medicine, and you said to me, "I wish I knew about this at your age," and I believed that as soon as the first night ended.
You did?
Yeah. It didn't take me 4 nights to know that, I wish I did this 5 years ago.
I am with you.
So
what I find interesting with you too is that we have to sell this thing, right? I mean, the whole idea of this thing is that someday this becomes a financially viable model, and you only have short time. So you tell people the good things that happens. Hey, you merge your soul back. You get a whole new light. You get this thing and it's with you. I want to tell you, this is the truth. I asked the medicine how long this lasts, and she said even death doesn't take it away. This is you, and you change for life. That's the good news. The bad news is it's one rough fucking week.
Oh,
is it?
That's crazy.
like explain even what that means. Rough.
I can't explain it. Like some of the things that happened in Sarah, I was quite lucky in a way that I wasn't going as deep in the thoughts of seeing the devil and death. But yeah, it's just chaos in there sometimes. And to talk to people the day after and go, holy shit, like, how are you? And they're like, I'm the best I've ever felt. And 5 hours before, I saw them running around thinking that a hurricane was going to end the world that night. So it's chaos, but what everyone says is like, it's courage. I think that's probably one of the best words I take away from this, is like the courage to just dive in and let it take over, because on the other side of the dark and some of the things that you'll see and feel is,
the light and the beauty. And the thing is, when you see these guys, and I mean the group today, saying goodbye to this group today, the group is such a nice group. And I know, like when I look at them, I know that they're, and that I can say this because we track these people and we survey them for about a year after they've been here. I know that their life is going to be changed forever, that they're going to be able to love again, that things are going to feel cool again, that they're just not going to look at the shit that they used to look at in the same way. And it's just the truth, and it's the truth of the truth. It's just the truth, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's just true. Hi, Bridget. Bridget says, who doesn't like making money? Making money is awesome. You can be happy and rich, or happy and miserable. I choose to be happy and rich. I'm with you, Bridget. It didn't really work that way for me, though. I was, and not that I'm poor now, and I wouldn't consider myself a poor person. I own this place and some other business interests and things like that. But really, until you get your stuff right, until you're merged with your soul, money just exaggerates the split that's already there. At least that's what we found. Deborah Bond, coming on February 18th. We'll be here for you. Just want to see some of these. I watched the film The Reality of Truth this morning. Awesome. It's a great movie. It got him here. It gets people here, so that's fantastic. Hey, Miles O'Brien. Miles over in London. Richard Cohen, Jerry, working my Rythmia soundtrack today. Fantastic, Richard. Let's see all you guys who have been here. Carolyn Richards. Carolyn said when she was here, she saw her entire story back to the age of 2. Things that she knew as a child were true. I love that. Thanks, Jerry. You were good at business and bad at suicide. I agree with that. I was never good at suicide. Thank you. Chicago's on here. There's 4 ceremonies in 1 week. How many did you do? He did all 4. And we want people to do all 4. Now, if you left out one, you would have felt...
Yeah. See, the third night I thought I was done after the third night. I could have walked away happy, but I knew that I needed to come to the last night, and I'm so glad that I did, because it kind of wasn't about me anymore, which was awesome.
And isn't that the coolest thing?
Yeah.
That really life isn't as much about you as you thought?
Yeah, definitely.
That's a great shit. So let's just see if we have any things here. I agree that, Marina. I'm wealthier now in that way. Phoebe, come down here with us. Dio, what happens when the Christ takes ayahuasca? Well, here's the craziest thing about this one. This is a pretty big one, right? So a lot of us have some Christian beliefs that this might not be in line with those, and nothing could be further from the truth. What's crazy is if you're a Catholic or a Christian, a lot of times you're going to get Jesus. You can get whoever you want to get when you're out there, because they're all there. So we want you we don't want to change anybody's belief about anything. Like, if your tradition is your tradition, and we have so many people here. We have Jews, Catholics, Christians, Muslims, Sikhs, everybody from everything. Nothing's in conflict. Everything is about unison, getting the soul back together. And I want to tell you what, we even have atheists, and the thing is that we have atheists. They might check in atheists, but they don't necessarily check out of atheists. The whole thing is that you come here, and this is not about spiritualism. This isn't about tradition or dogma or anything. You know what this is about? This is about you and happiness, and that's it. Because once you live in a life where your soul is split, then there is no happiness. And what you do is you spend your life trying to fill this gap up. When you leave yourself out of safety, you leave this gap, and you spend your life. And I try to fill that thing up with sex, with money, with work, big one, work, with all this shit, and no amount of money was enough. I tried to put $1 million in that gap, it didn't work. I tried 2 million, 10 million, 20 million, 40 million, 90 million, 100 million. Everything I threw into that gap wasn't enough. Okay, and once you put your soul back, once you're back with your soul, it's all enough. Everything that you do is enough. It's so good. It's so good. David, I found out about your blue spirit from Erin. She's highly recommended. Also, Eli is talking to you about the medicine. Okay, David, we'll be seeing you soon. Bo, my boy Bo, he's been on this show. Fantastic. And listen, this Max thought I was Buddhist, then Christ took me to a new heart. That's all good, dude. It's all going to happen here, and nobody's going to tell you it's anything else. Was there in December? Which one was that?
Eating disorders.
Oh yeah, can this help with the? It's so crazy that I'm going to tell you this. If you really believe this, and this is the kind of thing that you have to believe before you come here, that when you split, you left your soul for safety, that all disorders, all disease, all addictions, and all sadness happen out of this split. So when you put it back together, here's something crazy. You put yourself back in your soul, and then what happens is the mother takes over, and she does these things called sacred surgeries. And she comes in, and it happens to about 78% of the people that are here at any given time. And they come in, and she performs surgery on you. So she fixes your disorders, fix your eating condition, fix your smoking, fix your drinking, fixing all your stuff. And it really does happen, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, tell them about sacred surgery.
Yeah, so mine was insane. So I've had a shoulder injury for 2 years, and seen different people, haven't been able to fix it. And with the sacred surgery, I found out that I was storing a lot of emotion in there, and then she went in and did surgery on me. And for anyone looking at it, it would have looked like the craziest thing in the world because my arms were just going crazy. Yeah, but it fixed my shoulder and fixed my whole body. Like, I've walked out of this completely new, and I know that I'm not going to go back to the old ways of putting through the pain that I did. So with that question, the eating disorders, 100%. Like, there's addictions and stuff that I've lived with and had, and I know that that's kind of definitely gone.
So like, to what he just said, I want to explain something to you. So people come here and they say, well, they get here and all this stuff happens, and how do they leave? Well, I'm going to tell you something. All of your story, your story. So if this thing is you, this is your soul. You left your soul out of safety. Your soul's still in your aura, but you left your soul to become someone else, and all of the pain from your story belongs to this one out here. So when you merge back with your soul, then in this old thing, its story dies, and all of a sudden you're without your story, without your addiction, without your history, and you can really sit and observe that history was not me. That was something that I created that was not me, and mine is different. It's like a born-again virgin. You're absolutely brand new, and you're brand new, knowing everything that you've learned, knowing everything in your life, and you're ready to go into to just be a different person and have that come through in every single way. And It's just amazing. It's truly amazing. And so Inko says here, let's see, he says, there is no 100% happiness. I agree with that. I believe, though, that, and this is the thing, and that's just this, Inko, this is only my understanding of it in the thousands of people that went through here, that compared to where I was, I'm living in happiness. So this isn't the beginning and the end. It is the beginning and the end. It's the end of something and the beginning of something new. And in that, you get to find out so much more about yourself, and you get to live. And so I say there might not be 100% happiness, but there is 100% contentness. And to be in this contentness, and to be cool, and to be on point, and to know what you're doing, it's really, really, really super cool. Yeah, so that's the thing. Jamie Ray Helen, just yesterday I was listening to Kyle Cease talk about the gap, that all the yuck exists in there, and how you're really saying essentially the same thing. Things are aligning. Yes, he's my friend, Kyle Cease, and he comes down here often. I think he's coming in a week or two. I love that guy. My heart is flooding right now with joy and excitement just listening to you guys. Thanks, Deborah. Adam, though I miss my soul. I feel like I need. Yeah, well, you know what the thing is? I need to find me again. Well, that's the whole thing that we're doing. And listen, we invite you guys to come down. And I tell you, we built this place, I bought this place 3 years ago. I got licensed. So when you come here, you have, ayahuasca shaman, and you have thought leaders, and you have our own metaphysical classes. You have Michael Beckwith's The Answer is You. You have our Rhythmia Way program. You have whatever guest speaker is here that week. You have yoga. You have meditation. You have breath work. That's crazy. All this stuff while you're here, and all of this comes together to give you your soul back. And once it's back, the medicine says this: you can't undo it. You can only re-screw it. So when you get this here, it actually is yours. And when we started, listen, in the first January, I had 17 guests for the whole month. And in the second January, I had about 60. In this January, I'm going to have close to 300. By next January, you're not going to be able to get in here. And I don't say that in a way. I'm telling you that this thing is catching on as far as the people who are going back into the world after they've been here are telling people, and those people want to come. So please, today, if you can, take this number, this 866-936-9446, and call. And even if you just want to call and talk to one of these people, one of these representatives that work for us that have all been here, and I just ask them how it goes and what to expect, and da-da-da-da. And if your heart moves, book in here and experience this stuff for yourself. It's crazy stuff. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Jerry, can you talk about leave yourself alone? Okay, before I'm coming in a month. Okay, Katie. So this is what I'm gonna tell you. So I've done a lot of this medicine, a real lot of the medicine, and the medicine explained to me that when somebody's doing workshops and talk therapy and all this shit, because when they left here, when they left themselves, they sent something to their subconscious, and it was tattooed on. It said, "I'm not enough." They said, "Well, how can that be?" Well, if you were enough, your mind, your subconscious thinks you would have stayed, and you wouldn't have left your soul to become someone else. So you're left with this tag that I'm not enough. And so we go to talk therapy, and we go to do workshops, and we go to do all this hikes in the jungle, jump out of fucking airplanes, go listen to tapes in our car, all this fucking shit. And it works great as long as we're thinking about it. But the first time you go to make a sandwich, and you have to think about, I put the butter on this side or whatever that is, we're back to I'm not enough. And then you're mad at yourself, and you're saying, well, why didn't this work? I went to Tony Robbins 403,000 times, or I went to Zig Ziglar 500 times. I went to my therapist 200 times, and it doesn't work. And the truth is, it doesn't work because you're working on your conscious mind. And here we work on both. We'll actually work on your spirit, your conscious, and your subconscious at the same time, and it sticks. So this is what I'm going to say. If you're coming here, or the best thing you can do is not be mad at yourself for how you're treating yourself. Not be mad at yourself, because if I told you to go start my car with this, you go, what the fuck? I'm not going to start your car with this. It's not a key. It's not a thing. How can I start a car with it? You'd be right. So that's the same thing as using the things that you're currently using to fix your mental state and your spiritual state. You're just using the wrong damn thing. So from the time you decide to come here, then leave yourself alone. Just leave yourself alone. Leave yourself alone until you get here, and then we'll work on it. But stay off yourself, because it's not your fault. You're using the wrong tool to do it. David Martin, do your guests do the colonics also during the time of release? Absolutely. The colonics are a key part of it. And I tell you what, sometimes people do the medicine and they're like, I couldn't let go. And then they go into the colonic, and during the colonic, they're crying and releasing and all this stuff. So all of these things are working together to get things where they should be. Hey, Craig. Hi from Adelaide. Hey, Craig. At the moment, I know I got a ticket to the dance, but it feels like my date didn't show up. Well, she will show up, Adam. I promise you. Deborah Brown, the reps are wonderful. They do not talk you into anything. They listen and answer questions. I agree. Do your guests do colonics? Yes, hi from Adelaide. Stop meds, depression, anxiety. So here's the thing. What we really believe, and the reason we believe this is because we've proven it, and we get to see it every week, that because of this split, the split, that's where your depression and your anxiety comes from. So when you put this back together, there is no need for the meds. And we just find it across the board. And everything is a medication. So this split, people try to fix it with shopping, alcohol, opiates, cocaine, strippers, sex, workaholics, skiing, dancing, whatever, trying to fill it up. And when you're back in it, nothing is needed and everything is loved and appreciated. So it's a whole different thing. Let's just see if there's new stuff here. I'm coming in April, so stop for a month before I come. I would stop for a month absolutely before I come. Stop for a month. And different meds have different amounts of time that you have to stop with. Just call that number, that 866-936-9446. And speak to them, and they'll tell you which ones to stop. So let's just see about this. Hi. What's the difference between your place as to a place in Peru? Okay, I never would say anything bad about anywhere in the world. Listen, if you're doing ayahuasca on somebody's couch in Bensonhurst, I'm fine with it. Better than not doing it at all. What's different about our place is that it's more finished. So there's more things to do. I bought a hotel, and the hotel I bought was from Marriott. So it's a kind of a nicer place with a pool, a spa, a gym, mud baths, all kinds of different things, colonics, spiritual teachings, yoga. It's a whole program, as opposed to just going and drinking medicine, which is a completely different feeling. Can you talk about the 2-week stay? Book April for 2 weeks, can't wait. Hey, Victoria. So here's a 2-week stay. 2-week stay is just double the amount of what you get in a 1-week stay. So 1 week is enough. People love to stay for 2 weeks because they hate to go home. And you'll see what is meant like this. Adam asked about mosquitoes. There won't be any mosquitoes here until June. June or July. But listen, if you're coming for the weather, this is the wrong place to come. If you're coming from the weather, go. If you want to go somewhere for the weather, I'd send them to Perth. Right?
Yeah.
Go to Perth. There's great beaches. Or go to New Zealand. Some great weather there. Or go to. So this is not a place for the weather. Although the weather is beautiful. This week is beautiful, right?
Yeah. I would say the difference between Peru, like for me, has been. I think the medicine's only 50%. You know, like the breath work and the yoga and all that stuff that we do here is being just as incredible as the nights that we do. So from my personal perspective, like without comparison, I would say the really cool thing about this is the medicine's only 50% of what you do here. I think that's why people get such amazing results.
And the results. So let's just talk about this. You saw a bunch of kids, a bunch of people this week, old, young, married couples, 3 or 4 married couples, lots of single people, lots of people who are married and left their spouse at home, across the gamut. What have you seen as far as, does almost everybody get their miracle?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Everyone. And it's just so funny trying to absorb it for the next day or two, because once we leave these 4 walls, it's going to be hard to talk about it. So it's just been amazing to see everyone kind of sitting around and talking about it. And, you know, we see it in each other from the day that we stepped into where we are now. And yeah, it's the stats aren't bullshit. So.
It's really, really real. And the thing is this, the crazier it gets so crazy in here because you know, when you see this thing and you see people and you see them going through it. And I tell you, if you're going to come here, don't think you're going to come here and it's going to be unicorns and rainbows and Cheerios and happy shit and all that, because it ain't. This is a place where I mean, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of euphoria and a lot of different things, but it's hard work. And when you see someone going through it, and you see them going through it, and a lot of times by Wednesday, I'm looking at someone and going, holy fuck, this poor bastard, or whatever I say in my head, this poor person, they're not going to da-da-da. And then always, by Saturday or Sunday, they're together, they're excited, they're pumped, and they're ready to go. And they're one. They're one with themselves. And it's just amazing to see. It's amazing stuff. So guys, I'm going to ask you this. If you know anybody who can benefit from this, please share this. If you know somebody who's out of hope, please, by all means, share this. Let them know. If you know someone, and I want to tell you this other thing. A lot of people come here, and on Sunday they're all, hey, I'm so together, I'm so this, I'm so that. And by Wednesday, when you're talking to them, they tell you, hey, my life was rough. And that doesn't mean they're addicts or anything. That just mean regular people. So just know that there is this place, that we exist here, and that these things happen here, and it happens to everybody, and nobody's excluded. So if these were your friends, what would you tell them?
Yeah, come. It's like yourself, Jerry, the whole team here. Like, it's fucking awesome. The shamans, you know, every single night having a different shaman. No one was better or worse than the other. Like, they were all incredible, and yeah, like, I can't vouch for it enough. Like, words will never explain how much this place has done for everyone here.
Fantastic.
It's awesome.
Fantastic, brother. Okay, guys, so please come here and see us. And please book as soon as you can, but come and see us. And we're even developing a program that involves just breath work for people that can't medically do the medicine. And I think that starts in May. So check. We're going to be hearing. We'll mail you guys something that we have a new program that's starting in May. And we love you, and I want to keep the faith, and may God hold you, and God bless you, and keep you safe in the space of love and a vibration of love. God bless you from Rythmia, and we will talk to you next week, guys. So nice to see all of you over here on the right-hand side. I hope to see you all soon. Carolyn, Debbie, Bo, Pavel, Adam, Victoria, Carolyn, Taylor, Justine. Thank you guys for checking in. Paul says he'll be back. Scott, all you guys, just thank you so much for tuning in. And is there any more questions anybody has? If you want to post a question right now, before we go, I'll answer it. If not, we love you guys. Georgina, hi honey, we love you. Debbie, Amy, Deborah, love you guys. I can't wait to see you back. I love you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you all soon. God bless you. Come back. Those of you who've been here, come back and visit. We love you.